Yes. All right. Welcome everyone to today's match. Today it's Denmark against Switzerland. I'm gonna wish both of you teams good luck today, and we're just gonna start off with Switzerland in the 3-3 event. Starting off with Melanie. Just could you
Switzerland
maybe?
moment.
Okay. All right.
This one.
Perfect. You can do 2 warm-ups if you like. And first attempt, whenever you're ready. Oh, excuse me. Give me a minute. Huh? I don't have access to the result sheets, it seems. I'm very sorry to interrupt like mid event, but um,
I
We're gonna,
don't have
I'm gonna,
right access to.
let me see if I can add you.
I think it's Simon who I need to go to for this.
Mine says that you are able to, yeah, in what I can see, it seems that you should be able to edit in it.
Okay, wait. Can you? I'll try to make this as quick as possible. All right. I'm very sorry. I should be able to edit it now. 1.986. And
Yeah.
you can do your second attempt. Four and your third attempt. One point nine one six. All right. Now we're going to move on to Serena. Yes, hello. You can do 2 warm-ups. All right, and you can do your first attempt. Two. And your second attempt. 0. And your third attempt. 807. All right, moving on to Anina. You can have 2 warm-ups.
Yeah. Hi. Here.
Hello. All right, first attempt. 37. Second attempt. 55. And your third attempt. That is a scratch, unfortunately. Now we're moving on to Simea. You can have 2 attempts, 2 warm-ups. Can I see your timer? Thank you. You can do your first attempt. Five. And reset your timer. Yes, thank you. You can do your second attempt. 2.130. All right, reset your timer. Thank you. You can do your third attempt. $3.431. All right, thank you. Now we're moving on to Team Denmark, and we're going to start off with Tobias. You can do 2 warm-ups.
Yeah, thank you.
And your first attempt. Zero. Your second attempt. $2.321. And your third attempt. $2.898. All right. Moving on to Lerke, I got in my list here. On the result on the sheet, it's we can change it though. Yes, there we go.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. You can have 2 warm-ups.
Thank you.
And yes, timer, your first attempt. $5.519. All right, reset your timer. Thank you. You can do your second attempt. $2.23. All right, reset your timer. And your third attempt. $2.497. All right. Now we're moving on to Albert. You can have 2 warm-ups if you like. Moving on to your first attempt. And 2. All right. Your second attempt. All right. And your third attempt. All right. Now we're moving on to Alexander. You can have 2 warm-ups. And first attempt. A1. All right, second attempt. That is the scratch. And third attempt. That is also a scratch, unfortunately. Thank you. Now we're going to move on to Switzerland for the doubles event. And we got Melanie and Anina going in first. Yes. Perfect. All right, Melanie, you could do 2 warm-ups. And your first attempt. $6.904. All right, just 1 minute. Anina, you can do your 2 warm-ups now. And yeah, your first attempt. I believe that the 1 cup that flew away, did you put that in back in the stack or in the big tower 12 cups?
Probably not then.
Then I believe that's a scratch, unfortunately. I'm very sorry. Now you can move on to your second attempt, Melanie. All right, and Anina, you can do your second attempt. Five. All right, and Melanie, you can do your third attempt. Nine point 578. All right, and Anina, you can do your third attempt. Six oh six. All right, thank you. Now we're moving on to Serena and Simea.
You
Yes,
have to
perfect.
change the scratch from the first try to 999, please.
Oh, just like in society. All right, sorry. 999. Oh no, that's the wrong.
No.
Yeah. Oops. All right,
It's
and this
okay.
one.
Yes,
All right, perfect.
better.
Excuse me.
Thanks.
Starting off with Serena, you can have 2 warm-ups. And your first attempt. So 0.24 on. 4-1. All right, and Simea, you can have 2 warm-ups. And can I see your timer? Perfect, thank you. You can do your first attempt. $8.121. All right. Serena, you can do your second attempt. Okay. And can I see your timer, Samia? Perfect, thank you. You can do your second attempt. Okay. All right, and Serena, you can do your third attempt. Very consistent. All right. And Samir, can you see your timer? Thank you. You can do your third attempt. .859. All right, thank you. That's it for Switzerland for doubles. And now we're moving on to Denmark again. And we're gonna, and Alexander and Larka are first. Alexander, you can have 2 warm-ups. All right, and your first attempt. .388. All right, and Lerka, you can do 2 warm-ups.
Yeah.
Can I see your timer?
Yeah.
Perfect. You can do your first attempt. .20.27. All right, moving on to your second attempt. Alexander, go ahead. Seven. All right, and can I see your timer? Perfect. You can do your second attempt now. That's a scratch, unfortunately. And oh, there we go. And Alexander, you can do your third attempt. That is also scratch. Lerka, you can still choose if you want to do your third attempt.
Nah,
up to
let's
you. No?
let's just move on.
All right, we're just gonna move on. All right, that's unfortunate. Now we're moving on to Albert and Tobias. All right, and we're gonna start off with Albert. You can have 2 warm-ups. And your first attempt. All right, and Tobias, you can have 2 warm-ups. And your first attempt? Eight point eight eight two. All right. Moving on.
Måske vi være hurtige.
Your second attempt, Albert, go ahead. Eight point seven seven eight. And Tobias, you can do your second attempt.
All right, 602 it should be. Oh,
643. And Albert, you can do your third attempt. That is a scratch.
Oh,
I'm
shoot.
very afraid. Tobias, do you still want to do your third attempt or?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Go ahead. All right, thank you. That's it for doubles. The current standing is 9 points to Denmark and 15 points to Switzerland. Now we're going to move on to 363, and we're starting off with Melanie. You can have 2 warm-ups. All right, and your first attempt. Four, seven, one. And your second attempt. Oh, that is unfortunately a scratch. And your third attempt. Very close, but not quite there, unfortunately. So moving on to Serena. You can have your 2 warm-ups. And your first attempt. Well, and your second attempt. Nine point 760. And your third attempt. Up in 96. Moving on to Anina. You can have 2 warm-ups. And your first attempt. Four. And your second attempt. Is that a 6? Yeah, okay. 6-4. And your third attempt. Very consistent. Nice. 2.539. Moving on to Simea. You can have 2 warm-ups. Can I see your timer? Thank you. You can do your first attempt. And reset your timer. Thank you. You can do your second attempt. .627. All right, reset your timer. Thank you. And your third attempt. .503. All right, now thank you. Now we're moving on to Team Denmark. Team Denmark. Okay. And we're starting off with Tobias. You can have 2 warm-ups.
Much.
And your first attempt.
Yes.
All right. And your second attempt. .108. And your third attempt. That's 2 milliseconds faster than your first time. Oh no, slower. My mistake. Nice one. All right, now moving on to Lerka. You can have 2 warm-ups.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I see your timer? Perfect. Thank you. You can do your first attempt. .259. All right, reset your timer. Thank you. And your second attempt. .272. Reset your timer. Thank you. And your third attempt.
Oh, the scratch.
All right, all right. Unfortunate. Now we're moving on to Albert. You can have 2 warm-ups. And your first attempt. .942. All right. And your second attempt. .166. And your third attempt. .012. All right. Now we're moving on to Alexander. You can have 2 warm-ups. And your first attempt. .599. And your second attempt. .882. And your third attempt. I'll just count that. 12.299. Thank you. Now we're moving on to time 363 relay, starting off with Switzerland. And we got Melanie, Serena, Anina, and Simea. Remember, there's no warm-ups in this event, so whenever you're ready, Melanie, you can start off. All right, that is 0. And next up, Serena, you can do your first attempt. Mm, 5-0. And then we got Anina, you can do your first attempt. .979. And thank you. You can do your first attempt, man. There you go. All right. Now we're moving on to your second attempt. Melanie, whenever you're ready. .642. And Serena, do your second attempt. 2.863. And Anina, whenever you're ready. 2.956. And Smith, thank you. You can do your second attempt. Five. And moving on to your third attempt, Melanie, whenever you're ready.
For our third attempt, I will be the first person.
Oh, you'll be the first person? All right, Serena, go
Melanie?
ahead.
Okay.
The curse of the first person, 8.109. And who will be going second? Is it just Anina, Simea, and then Melanie, or?
Melanie.
Okay, Melanie. You can do your third attempt whenever you're ready. 521. And I think it's Anina. You're up next. All right. .862. And Simea, thank you very much. You can do your third attempt. 2.108. All right, thank you. Now we're moving on to Team Denmark. And hold up, let me just pull up my list real quick. All right.
Alrighty, vi skal have et
Tobias,
gennemsnit på...
Albert, Larkin, Alexander. All right, Tobias, you can do your first attempt whenever you're ready.
Vi skal have et gennemsnit på 3-6, så stille og rolige tider.
.0. And next up is Albert. You can do your first attempt. 2.163. And next we got Lerka. Thank you. You can do your first attempt. 3.596. And Alexander, you can do your first attempt. 2.528. Now we're going on to your second attempt. Tobias, whenever you're ready. 4.087. Next up, we got Albert. Go ahead. Nine, five, six, and third up, Lerka. Yes, thank you. You can do your second attempt. 3.560. And Alexander, you can do your second attempt. 2.411. All right, now moving on to your third attempt. Tobias, whenever you're ready. 2.946. And Albert, you can do your third attempt. 2.973. And Lerka, yes, thank you. You can do your third attempt. 2.25. And Alexander, you can do your third attempt. 2.298. Very nice.
Ooh,
Thank you. Now we're going to move on to cycle, and we're going back to Team Switzerland, and we're starting off with Melanie. You can have 2 warm-ups. All right, your first attempt. 8.872. And your second attempt. 7.068. And your third attempt. Oh, wait. Sorry, excuse me. Something happened in this result sheet. All right, sorry. You can do your third attempt now. 9.343. And moving on to Serena. You can have 2 warm-ups. All right, your first attempt. 0.731. And your second attempt. 7.121. And your third attempt. 7.479. All right, moving on to Anina. You can have 2 warm-ups. All right, going on to with your first attempt. 7.910. And your second attempt? $16.087. All right, and your third attempt? $7.512. All right, now moving on to Simea. You can have 2 warm-ups. Can I see your timer? Perfect. You can do your first attempt. $7.737. All right, and your second attempt. Thank you. $6.881. Reset your timer. Thank you. You can do your third attempt. $6.644. Very nice. Thank you. Now moving back to Switzerland, no, Denmark, my mistake. And we're starting off with Tobias. You can have 2 warm-ups.
Yeah.
And your first attempt. $9.055. And your second attempt. $1.504. And your third attempt. $11.439. And moving on to Lerka. You can have 2 warm-ups.
Thank you.
Can I see your timer?
There you
Thank you. You can do your first attempt. $10.465. And reset your timer. Thank you. You can do your sixth attempt. 7.715. All right, and reset your timer. Thank you. You can do your third attempt. $9.880. All right. Now moving on to Albert. Can I have 2 warm-ups? And your first attempt? $7.884. And your second attempt? $7.620. And your third attempt? $15.859. All right. Now moving on to Alexander. You can have 2 warm-ups. Your first attempt? $7.157. All right. Your second attempt? $6.224. And your third attempt? $9.78. Thank you. Now moving on to the head-to-head cycle relay, and we're going to start off with Team Switzerland. Is Melanie going first or Serena? Melanie, okay. All right, perfect. Whatever, we got everyone. And Melanie, you can do your first attempt. $6.826. All right. And Serena, you can do your first attempt. That is unfortunate. That is a scratch. Do Anina and Simeo, do you still want to do your attempt or? All right. Then we're gonna move on to Team Switzerland or Denmark. Oh my goodness. Moving on to Team Denmark for their first attempt.
Ja, så det er jo bare clean tid, og det tænker jeg. Yes, det er godt.
Oh yeah, we got everyone. Sorry.
No
Yes. Let me pull out the list again. We're gonna start off with Tobias. You can do your first attempt. 9.545. And next up, we got Albert. You can do your first attempt. $11.830. Oh, wrong digit. And yes, thank you, Lerka. You can do your first attempt. $22.017. All right. And Alexander, you can do your first attempt. $13.282. All right. And that gives Team Denmark the first points. Now we're going back to Switzerland. All right. Perfect. We got everyone in. Melanie, you can do your second attempt whenever you're ready. $7.864. Now moving on to Serena, you can do your second attempt. That's still clean. And Anina, you can do your second attempt. $8.767. And Simea, can I see your timer? Perfect. You can do your second attempt. $7.384. That gives you a combined total of 32.305. Now moving back to Team Denmark. I said it correctly. Let's go. And we're starting off with Tobias. You can do your first attempt whenever you're ready. $8.213. All right. And Albert, you can do your second attempt. $8.529. And yes, thank you, Lerka. You can do your second attempt. $8.321. And Alexander, you can do your second attempt. $6.673, and that gives you a combined total of 31.736, which means
Nice.
Denmark also takes this point. Wait, it's best out of 3, right? Not best out of 5, because I believe I've seen matches do best out of 5 this
Yeah,
season.
it's best out of 3.
Okay. So that means that Denmark has won the head-to-head cycle relay with 2 points. And that brings us to an end of the Denmark-Switzerland match. The final standing is Denmark 27 points and Switzerland 37 points, which means Switzerland has won this match. Congratulations and good job to both teams.
Thank you very much, Liam, for judging, and to Martina as well. And well done, Team Switzerland.